Live from the Winter Olympics in Italy, reporting tonight from Milan, here is Tom Llamas.
And good evening once again. We are live from Milan with Team USA now tied for second in the overall medal count. We're going to have much more on the intense and emotional moments at the games just ahead, but we need to start with that breaking news back home. The FBI moments ago releasing new details about the person seen in this chilling surveillance video taken on Nancy Guthrie's doorbell cam. They're now referring to the person seen here as a suspect. They say they've determined they're looking for a male, approximately 5'9" or 5'10", with an average build, raising their reward for information about him to $100,000. They also say he was wearing a black 25-liter Ozark trail hiker backpack, sharing these examples and photos on social media. The new details coming after we saw law enforcement working under this tent right outside Nancy's house this morning. The Pima County Sheriff's Department also saying they've recovered several items of evidence, including gloves that they submitted for analysis. A New York Post reporter snapping this photo when police retrieved a glove nearby. Take a look at it. It's unclear at this moment if any of this evidence is in fact connected to the suspect. And now investigators widening their search for surveillance video, requesting all footage from the area that includes vehicles, people, and anything out of the ordinary from January 1st to February 2nd. A lot of fast-moving developments tonight, and NBC's Liz Kreutz leads us off once again from Tucson.
Tonight, investigators back outside Nancy Guthrie's home, erecting this white pop-up tent on the front porch, the very place where Nancy's Nest camera captured those chilling surveillance images the night she disappeared. Inside the tent, they were working and measuring to create the profile of the suspect. The Pima County Sheriff's Department says investigators casing the foothills around Nancy's neighborhood have now recovered several items of evidence, including gloves, which have been submitted for DNA testing. The New York Post says they were there when this glove was recovered. Authorities have not said if that glove or any gloves sent for analysis are the ones seen on the person outside Nancy's home. But every potential item a possible new clue 12 days into this agonizing search for Savannah's mom that so far has yielded no suspect or persons of interest. Authorities also today broadening their request for surveillance video, sending this alert out to people within a 2-mile radius of Nancy's home, asking for all footage that includes vehicles, people, or anything deemed out of the ordinary from January 1st through February 2nd, the day after Nancy was abducted. Videos like this one showing a man with 2 backpacks attempting to open a gate at a home about 4 miles away at almost exactly the same time Nancy's Ring camera was being disabled. Authorities have not said if this video is at all connected.
Each night we turn the alarm on, which we hadn't been doing for several years.
David Romano, who lives around the corner from Nancy, says investigators have come to his home twice now and specifically asked what cars they drive and if they have a truck.
No, we don't drive a truck. We're all very sympathetic here in the neighborhood. We'd like to help in some way.
The neighbors putting out yellow flowers and ribbons as a symbol of hope, as Savannah shares her own message and these heartwarming childhood home videos with her mother, writing, "Our lovely mom, we will never give up on her. Thank you for your prayers and hope."
Liz Kreutz joins us live again from Tucson. And Liz, what more can you tell us about how they figured out those details?
Well, Tom, it was really that surveillance video that was able to make them figure out some kind of profile of this person. They were actually in that tent that was erected right behind us here at the porch of the home earlier this morning. It was up for about an hour, and it's believed that inside that tent is where the FBI agents were working to measure. We saw, or cameras had seen some of the agents go in with a measuring tool and video camera as they were probably trying to figure out, based on the height of some of the bricks, this person's height and their build. Clearly, they were successful at doing that. They were also able to identify the backpack there. And we should point out that officials have also, the FBI has doubled the reward tonight to $100,000 for any information that leads to Nancy or the person behind this, Tom.
And Liz, before you go, we're also learning new details about the man you showed us in the report who had the backpacks. What do we know about him?
Yeah, we learned from 2 officials familiar with the matter that that person has been cleared. It's not a surprise. That happened about 4.5 miles away from here at pretty much exactly the same time as that surveillance video here. But it really is an example of the kinds of videos that people in the community here have been sending into authorities. And with that new profile, the height, the build, some of those details from the FBI, they are hoping that that will now help narrow down some of the thousands of tips that have come pouring in. Tom.
All right, Liz, we thank you for that. I do want to bring in our panel of law enforcement experts tonight on Top Story. Casey Jordan, she's a criminologist, behavioral analyst, and attorney. And Chip Macy, he's a former FBI special agent and hostage negotiator. We thank you both for being here on Top Story tonight. So I want to ask you both about the breaking news in the case, those new details from the FBI. Chip, we now have an approximate height of the suspect, 5'9", 5'10", and the specific brand of backpack they were wearing. How important is this information to the search? That's obviously not that, and to the public.
Oh, exactly. So this video that we were able to glean from those cameras, it just sheds so much more information for us. So immediately we're going to be able, like you said, to get this height, likely weight, shoe size, and his gait as well. All that is fixed in now. We are going to be able to not only focus in on this kind of individual that fits this descriptor, but more importantly as well, we're going to be able to eliminate possibilities too. You know, there's so much of a grouping and the selection of the populace that we're going to be able to say, all right, that's not our guy, and focus in on who has a better description and closer to the actual.
Casey, how important is the backpack? You know, they can now narrow it down. They can trace where it was sold. They can find people who maybe know someone who said, oh, yeah, I saw this guy walking around with that backpack. But there's a flip side to this, right? As they may be closing in on the suspect, this person now knows, oh, they've identified the backpack and they know exactly how tall I am.
Yeah, but I mean, they knew this from the time the video came out. They would be panic-stricken the minute that this video came out because of all of the clues left behind. Again, we now know the make of the backpack. They are now going to start going through all the big box stores that sell this exact backpack and trying to come up with a pattern. There are ways to do this. The fleece that he's wearing has a distinctive logo on it. I happen to think it's American Eagle Outfitters. Let the experts determine. But you can be sure that there are tons of cyber detectives out there. In other words, the Reddit groups, you know, the armchair detectives, they are getting this solved. And we see this happen all the time. Now that they're out there with their measuring materials, they tented it. We've now got a height. We'll probably get the weight. We'll probably get that shoe size. That plus the very specific details about the backpack. The jacket, I think, is going to come out shortly. The gloves that you see right on that camera lens could be the ones that were disposed of on the highway. They could have DNA in it. Things are going to move very quickly now. There's still a lot to go through, but for the first time in 10 days, it really feels like we have momentum.
Chip, explain to our viewers, they set up the white evidence tent, right? Then they took it down later. It has been so long. Why do they do that now, do you think?
Yeah, so there's several reasons for that. One is that they may not want to tip off the captors if they are watching that, obviously. There might be other things they're pulling from that. Casey's exactly right. Height would be a good reason for that. There also might be a DNA pull from that area. You just don't know what they're trying to accomplish with that. But again, seeing that tent go up, to me, just gives me a whole lot of confidence that they're getting closer and closer to identifying more of the particulars of this individual.
I hope you're right. Casey, they doubled the reward. Does this do anything? I mean, will this compel someone, if they didn't do it for $50,000, will they now do it for $100,000 to turn in this person?
We see this work all the time, and we, of course, have been a little bit distracted by these communications. First of all, we haven't heard much about the original, I call it the extortion demand of Bitcoin from last week that was communicated to the news agencies. Now this week we are having.
Do you think, Casey? Casey, do you think that there's a reason for that? Do you think they're dismissing those ransom notes now?
Yeah, I do. First of all, because we never got proof of life, and if the kidnapper had it, I think they would have provided it. And now we see, and I don't mean to be unkind to the guy on the porch, but he doesn't look sophisticated. You know, he's pulling up flowers and trying to cover the camera lens with it. A professional kidnapper, in and out like ninjas. They've got spray paint for the cameras. They've got tape to stick over a camera lens. You know, they're not bumbling around and going, ooh, there's a camera. Should I still, you know, this is completely unsophisticated, and all I can think is that he's so far gotten away with it because of beginner's luck. But this does not match the kind of profile we would have of the people demanding $6 million in Bitcoin, nor the person asking for 1 Bitcoin came into TMZ yesterday and today. Hey, listen, if you want $67,000 one Bitcoin, why don't you just call the FBI and go for the whole 100 grand now? It's more than a Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of these are hoaxes. We already know this. I am increasingly convinced that the demand for Bitcoin or any kind of reward for information is unrelated to the kidnapper. I'm not sure that ransom demands that have been received have anything to do with the guy on the porch.
Chip, you know, we've seen cases where sometimes investigators catch up within the 48 hours and they have the person they're looking for. Sometimes it takes longer. What can we sort of glean from the timeline here? Is this helping or is this hurting the person who committed this horrific crime?
Well, I think what we've got here is any time that the investigation continues on, you know, day after day, the window starts to close around them. It just does. You know, we're seeing so much more involvement, like Casey mentioned. You've got so much more public attention given to this. You do have people online trying to deduct from their own selves what is at play here, what kind of evidence they're going to be able to pull out. So it's, to me, as this goes on day after day, more people, more eyeballs. I mean, we even have the billboards out there. And that's something that this captor likely didn't count on, was that if he was just going in for a quick grab and a paycheck at the end of this, well, that changed quickly. Because now, every time he has to see a billboard, he has to ask himself a question. Who's going to step forward and identify me? And when that money goes up, it becomes doubly a problem. So the pressure is on the kidnapper. The pressure is on them. And we know when we apply this kind of pressure, when people are under this kind of stress, that they're going to make mistakes. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking for, when they make mistakes and somebody's able to identify them.
We hope you're right. Chip and Casey, so great to have you guys on Top Story tonight. We're going to stay on this story and bring you any developments should they happen. But we do want to move on now to our special coverage of the Winter Olympics here in Milan. Team USA added silver and bronze medals today while the men's hockey team hit the ice for the first time. And it was all eyes on Chloe Kim going for that elusive three-peat on the halfpipe.
Under the bright lights and with the snow coming down, Chloe Kim threw down a monster run in Livigno, going for a third consecutive gold medal. But tonight, she fell just short.
Here we go, into the doubles. Here's the first, up and over twice. Oh, an upset for Chloe Kim.
But all went according to plan for Team USA's men's hockey team, putting away Latvia in their first game here in Milan.
Yakaikel, Austin Matthews, score!
NHL players are back at the Olympics for the first time in 12 years. It's the best against the best. Team USA, one of 3 teams made up entirely of NHL pros.
An absolute thing of beauty.
Also on the ice for Team USA, Kristen Santos Griswold out of medal contention during the women's speed skating 500-meter short track. Santos Griswold fell after hitting her blades with another skater, losing her balance.
And then Santos trying that aggressive pass.
She has another chance for gold during Saturday's 1,000-meter competition. And take a look at this finish from American cross-country skier Jessie Diggins, who competed with a bruised rib.
Jessie Diggins with that final surge for the finish. And Diggins is into a medal position. 3rd place in the 10K.
Diggins collapsing from pain at the finish, but feeling much better by the time she got her bronze medal.
And Team USA catapulting to second in the overall medal count tonight, tied with Norway at 14. They're both behind Italy, with a lot of competition left to go. And joining us tonight to break down the major headlines of the day, Mike Tirico, who you, of course, know from NBC's primetime coverage of the Olympics, a good friend to NBC News as well. Mike, so great to see you. You know, Mike, you look a little too cozy there by the fire. I'm out here in the elements here, and I'm starting to wonder about your studio versus our studio. In fact, I can actually see your studio, I think, a little from down here. How you doing tonight, Mike? First off, let's talk about Chloe Kim. It wasn't the ending we were all pulling for, but she's going with a silver medal.
Yeah, and she's won gold in the prior 2 Olympics and came this close to making it 3 in a row. No snowboarder has won 3 in a row. And the competition, for those who will see it coming up here in a little bit on NBC, was a thrilling competition. It came right down to the end. Chloe has her boyfriend, Myles Garrett, who's the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, set a record in the NFL for sacks this year on a woeful Cleveland team. But a lot of anticipation, a lot of energy there. Snoop Dogg was there. Shaun White, the legend of snowboarding, was on hand as well. And, you know, Tom, it's one of those reminders that when somebody sets a high bar like Chloe did with the multiple gold medals in the last 2 games, the silver medal is second best in the world. It doesn't feel the same, but I think if I've learned anything over these last 5 Olympic Games as the host, you have to appreciate every medal. And for these athletes, as they go on in their careers, they don't say 2-time gold medals, they say 3 Olympic medals. So not what she was hoping for, maybe not what was forecast, but not too far off from being the absolute best in the world.
An incredible feat. We sometimes get a little spoiled on Team USA. Not a single snowboarder there finished without taking a spill, Mike, right? We were just watching some of the snow come down even during the medal ceremony. It's been a little brutal tonight in Cortina.
Yeah, there was a little bit more snow up there. It was actually very pretty to watch, as adding to the drama with the snowflakes that were coming down. But you mentioned the snowboarders and all the folks who were colliding and falling as they were doing their tricks in the half pipe. It is a reminder, Tom, every sport you look at contested on snow or on ice, and we know how bad it's been all up and down the Northeast and the Midwest this winter with all the terrible weather conditions. We avoid going out. These athletes, not only do they go out and try to go as fast as they can on this snow and ice, they strap something as sharp and metal and as quick as possible to their feet to do this. It really, when you spend time around these Winter Olympians, you're reminded how they're wired different. They're daredevil, they're fearless, their level of energy to go challenge new heights is just extraordinary, and the conditions sometimes can make it even more difficult. We saw maybe a little bit of that in the snowboarding today.
Mike, as you mentioned, you covered so many Olympics, and there are moments when we're out here as journalists and the Olympics sort of just hit us, right? I was in the rink when Max Naumoff took to the ice, and it was incredible to watch him skate, and the place erupted. Today, I was out at Team USA men's hockey at that brand new arena here in Milan, and you could feel the energy. The place was filled with Americans with hockey jerseys on. Talk to our viewers about why this team is so special.
Yeah, well, I'm jealous of you. I may have the fire here, but you're getting out to events, and I'd love to get out to a few here before the games are over with you, Tom. You know, this U.S. hockey thing, it's real. You talk to the players on this team, and they've all seen the movie Miracle. They know the story of Miracle on Ice. Tom, that's 46 years ago. None of these guys were even thought of or born back then. So there's a lot of pressure with the NHL players back in the Olympics for the first time in a dozen years. Canada looked very good in their game today. Canada and the U.S., those are the two nations that I think so many of us would love to see go head-to-head for the gold medal on the very final day of competition a week from Sunday at these games. So for Team USA, for those players who took the ice, it's the chance to be the next team after one of the great teams in American sports history, that 1980 team that won in Lake Placid. So a lot of pressure, good start for them as they were tied with Latvia halfway through the game and then really surged in the second half of the game, end of period 2, all of period 3, and put themselves in a good position to go forward in their group.
Mike, so many fans were talking to me there in the arena, talking to me about 1980, saying it could be like a 1980 once again with this team, and we hope it is. Before you go, give us a preview of primetime. You've got the finale of the men's individual figure skating competition tomorrow night. Can the quad god, Ilya Malinin, be beat?
Of course, anything can happen, right? We've seen it in the Olympics. We saw it with Chloe Kim today. You build up the favorites, but they have to deliver. And, Tom, that's the pressure of the Olympics. You get one shot. You get one shot every 4 years. So there's pressure. But Ilya Malinin is at a different level from most of the other competitors. He reasserted that in the short program for the men on Tuesday, and the long program with his ability to hit all those quad jumps and to do them in the back half of his program where the point total increases because it's later on in the program that you do those. He should be the guy who walks away with the gold. And if he does, it would be back-to-back because Nathan Chen did it 4 years ago for the United States. So a lot of build-up and excitement. It's a great Friday night to stay at home with the family and watch to see if the U.S. can win gold in men's figure skating.
And he's he may be the GOAT. It'll be great to watch him. Mike, before we go, we're rounding out this first week of the Olympics. What are you still excited about come next week?
Well, the hockey you talked about, not just the men's hockey, the women's hockey as well. The U.S.-Canada rivalry is maybe the best rivalry we have in all of sports going right now. It has been so close to the 7 Olympics that have been contested for women's hockey. 5 gold medals, Canada, to the United States. But the U.S. really has Canada's number right now. They've beaten them 7 consecutive times, including a thrashing just a couple of days ago. We see the U.S. in quarterfinal action against Italy tomorrow. I'm looking forward to see a U.S.-Canada matchup there for the women and maybe for the men in the hockey, maybe ×2 USA-Canada border battle for gold coming up next week.
That'll be so fun. Mike, I'm done in about 40 minutes here. Put another log on the fire. I'm going to come hang out with you inside. Real, Tom. It's going to get cozy in there.
Tom, the logs are real. I'm not kidding you, man. Hang on, wait.
Is it
are
real?
We'll bring them to you.
I thought it was a screen. Oh, my gosh.
I won't throw it, but the logs are real, so come on over and join us. We'll throw a log on the fire for you, pal.
All right, I'm coming. Mike, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
You got it, Tommy. See ya.
All right. We are back in a moment tonight with major developments in the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, why federal officers are being pulled out of Minnesota, and the latest on the funding battle on Capitol Hill. Plus, our Kristen Welker goes one-on-one with the interim leader of Venezuela, what she's saying about the country's future, and Nicolás Maduro remains locked up in a U.S. jail cell. And a street swallowed up by a giant sinkhole. Check this out, sending people running for their lives. That terrifying video ahead on Top Story. We are back now with a major announcement from the Trump administration ending its surge of immigration officers in Minneapolis. It comes as Congress plows towards the shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security. NBC's Ryan Nobles has the details.
Tonight, the Trump administration announcing it will end its recent surge of federal immigration officers in Minneapolis, following outrage in the wake of the shooting deaths of American citizens Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
We're going to continue to enforce immigration law. That's what American people voted for. But it's smart law enforcement to do target enforcement operations.
And now, Senate Democrats voting to block a bill that would fund the Department of Homeland Security, all but assuring a Friday shutdown of the department, which has more than 200,000 employees and includes FEMA, the Coast Guard, and TSA, in addition to Customs and Border Patrol and ICE. Democrats say they won't fund DHS without changes at ICE, including using body cameras, a ban on officer face masks, and a uniform code of conduct.
Does it in any way open the door then to you voting for maybe a short-term extension on the DHS bill, now that they're at least showing some sense of changing their tactics when it comes to ICE?
I'm glad that there's negotiations going on, but at this point for me, this idea that we're going to continue to fund them at this level after what they've done to my state, that's not in the cards for me.
The White House touting the arrest of more than 4,000 undocumented criminal suspects during Minnesota immigration operations, with President Trump saying he will not give in on several of the Democrats' demands.
They want our law enforcement to be totally vulnerable and put them in a lot of danger.
Tonight, just one Democrat voting to fund DHS, Senator John Fetterman, noting a shutdown won't impact ICE, which has already received $75 billion from what President Trump calls his big, beautiful bill.
So you're going to punish all of these other parts, the very important parts of our government, TSA, Coast Guard, FEMA.
Ryan Nobles joins us tonight from Capitol Hill. So, Ryan, let our viewers know, beyond immigration enforcement, the impact that this partial shutdown will have on Americans.
Well, Tom, the Department of Homeland Security is a sprawling agency, one of the biggest in the federal government. It employs more than 200,000 people. One of the most direct impacts on the day-to-day lives of every American will come at the airport. There are 61,000 TSA agents at 400 airports across the country who are going to stop getting a paycheck very soon as a result of this shutdown. And here's the rub. Congress is going on recess next week. So even if they come up with a deal, it will take a lot to get everyone back here to Washington and pass that deal. It's very likely we're looking at a shutdown that lasts at least a week or maybe even longer, Tom.
Ryan Nobles for us tonight. Ryan, we thank you for that. We are back now with a federal judge issuing a dramatic rebuke blocking the Pentagon from punishing Democratic Senator Mark Kelly after he posted a video urging the military to refuse illegal orders. The ruling slamming Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, accusing him of trampling on Kelly's First Amendment rights. NBC senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez has more.
Tonight, Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona is praising a federal judge's scathing ruling that has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from punishing him.
This was a moment to hold these guys accountable. And this judge, had the right decision.
Kelly, a retired Navy captain, was among 6 Democrats, all of whom had previously served in the military or the intelligence community, who'd posted this video in November.
You can refuse illegal orders.
Days later, President Trump accused the lawmakers of sedition, punishable by death. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth later said the Pentagon was taking steps to downgrade Kelly's military retirement rank and pay. After Kelly sued, Judge Richard Leon, who was appointed by President George W. Bush, is now issuing a preliminary injunction, writing the Trump administration has trampled on Senator Kelly's First Amendment freedoms and threatened the constitutional liberties of millions of military retirees. Calling the administration's arguments horse feathers and anemic, the judge adding that Secretary Hegseth should more fully appreciate why the Founding Fathers made free speech the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights.
This isn't about me. This is about an administration that is out of control on so many different levels.
Hegseth responding on social media late today. This will be immediately appealed. Sedition is sedition, Captain. The Trump administration had also tried to bring criminal charges, but 3 sources familiar with the matter tell NBC News that a grand jury refused to indict the lawmakers this week.
Gabe Gutierrez joins us tonight from the White House. Gabe, you're also following some other breaking news out of the White House today. The EPA repealing a landmark finding on climate change?
Yeah, that's right, Tom. The Environmental Protection Agency repealed a key Obama-era scientific finding that allowed the government to regulate greenhouse gases. Now, the EPA administrator calls it the single largest deregulatory action in U.S. history, and the president said today would save taxpayers more than $1 trillion, although the White House hasn't specified exactly how it would reach that number. Environmental groups now are preparing to fight the move in court. Tom?
All right, Gabe, we thank you for that. Time now for Top Stories News Feed, and we start with an update on the FAA's move to temporarily shut down airspace at El Paso Airport. You remember we brought you the story last night. Well, 4 people familiar with the matter tell NBC News the closure happened after Customs and Border officials used an anti-drone laser to shoot down objects that were later identified, get this, as party balloons. They say that technology was used without coordinating with the FAA. In New York City, crowds gathering to raise the pride flag at the Stonewall National Monument after an order from the Trump administration caused it to be pulled down. The rainbow flag now flying again at the federal site, honoring the LGBTQ rights movement. The National Park Service removed it this week, saying it did not comply with recent guidance on flag policies. News exclusive inside Venezuela. Our Kristen Welker, one of the first American broadcast reporters inside that country since U.S. forces captured authoritarian leader Nicolás Maduro. Welker getting rare access and sitting down with interim President Delcy Rodriguez. Here's some of that conversation.
Tonight, a rare look inside Venezuela after the removal of Nicolás Maduro. Interim President Delcy Rodriguez meeting U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright, telling us she will allow new elections here. Do you commit to holding free and fair elections here in Venezuela?
Absolutely, yes.
Rodriguez is a Maduro loyalist, taking over after the U.S. captured Maduro and his wife, bringing them to the U.S. on narco-terrorism charges. They've pleaded not guilty. The Maduro regime considered illegitimate by the U.S., the EU, and many other countries. Do you see Nicolás Maduro as the legitimate leader of Venezuela?
So, yes, I can tell you that President Nicolás Maduro is the legitimate president.
While Secretary Wright says opening the oil industry here can lead to democracy.
The United States has enormous leverage over the interim authorities in Venezuela.
Do you trust interim President Delcy Rodriguez?
Ronald Reagan, trust but verify. We've been dealing with Delcy for 5 weeks now, It's been an amazing cooperation.
As for opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, who gifted her Nobel Peace Prize to President Trump, will you make sure she can return here safely and even run for president if she wants to?
With regards to her life, we do not understand why there is such a fuss about it. With regards to her coming back to the country, she will have to answer to Venezuela why she called upon an intervention, a military intervention.
So you won't help her return?
It is not something that is up to me.
Secretary Wright believes elections could happen here within 3 years, but Rodriguez says certain conditions have to be met first. Tom.
And coming up, more special coverage of the Winter Olympics here in Milan, including the decision to disqualify a Ukrainian skeleton racer and the surprise proposal at the bottom of the ski slopes. Plus, we'll hear from the incredible two-sport Olympian Eddie Alvarez, one of the only Americans to win medals in both the Winter and Summer Games. Stay with us. We're back now with our special coverage of the Winter Olympic Games here at the Terrazza Martini in Milan. So much action happening here in the city and also about 250 miles north of here in Cortina. And that's where NBC's Molly Hunter joins us from tonight. Molly, so great to have you on Top Story as always. A major headline today was the disqualification of a Ukrainian skeleton sledding athlete over his helmet, honoring teammates killed by Russia since the invasion. Explain to our viewers here what happened and what he's telling you tonight.
Yeah, Tom, that's exactly right. Good evening from beautiful Cortina, but it is the headline that everyone is talking about. So Vladislav Geraskovich, he is the Ukrainian national skeleton champion. He was in the running for a medal, one of the top performers in training this week. And Tom, he has been training in a gray helmet with pictures of fallen athletes, former Olympians who were killed in Ukraine since 2022, since Russia invaded, friends of his, small children. And he talked about this helmet as a way to honor. Now, the IOC is accusing him of violating what is commonly known as Rule Number 50. And it reads, every kind of demonstration or propaganda, whether political, religious, or racial, in the Olympic areas is forbidden. So that is hand signals, that is signs, that is T-shirts. He says it's not a political statement. Take a listen to what he told me.
I think it's a great gesture to show that at the end of the day, even despite they were killed, they made it to Olympics. And whole world can memorize them all together in a beautiful tribute. It was a goal from the first day.
Now, Tom, he was given one more chance, he says, by the IOC, either race in a different helmet or be disqualified. He said the sacrifices are worth more than any medal. He said that is too high a price for our dignity. He also says he's in consultation with lawyers. He hopes for some miracle that maybe the race could be rescheduled. But he says we will definitely see him in 4 years regardless. Tom?
Yeah, I know you'll be sitting on top of that story. I do want to switch gears now to talk about a moment of joy on the slopes. The boyfriend of alpine skier Breezy Johnson pulling out a different kind of ring.
Pulling out a different kind of ring. A lot of Olympic rings going on. So this was really exciting. We were up at the Tofana ski slope. That is where all the women's alpine events are taking place, Tom. And it was the women's Super G. Breezy Johnson, who, of course, won the gold a couple of days ago on that exact hill. She started, she was number 19, didn't have a great run. She actually crashed out pretty early, but she made it down to the finish line. And making his way to the finish line was her boyfriend, Connor Watkins. As we all watched, he got down on one knee. He proposed. She said yes. And there were lots of cameras on this moment, Tom. It was put up on the big venue screen. The announcer caught wind of what was happening, and we got a chance to speak to them right after. Super excited. And apparently this is exactly what she has always wanted, Tom. During the Paris Olympics, she slipped into conversation that, oh, isn't it so cool when Olympians get engaged at the Olympics? Connor says he heard that, he clocked that, and he has been planning this engagement for about a year. He said there were a lot of people involved in this. I got to say, there was one wrench in his plan. We were watching him kind of make his way down from the stands, and right as he was trying to make his way to Breezy, Tom, the Italian president showed up. His security locked down the whole area. A flyover went over, so everything was kind of put on pause. But everything still kind of, even if it didn't go exactly to plan, happened just the way it was meant to. Tom?
What an Olympics for Breezy, right? A gold medal and now an engagement ring. So cool. All right, Molly, we thank you for all of that. Thanks for being out there for us. Now to one of the most exclusive clubs in sports, athletes who have medaled in both the Winter and Summer Olympic Games. Just 6 people have done it, 3 of them from Team USA. You see them right here, including Eddie Alvarez, who won silver in the short track speed skating relay in the 2014 Sochi Games, and another silver in baseball in 2020 in Tokyo. He's also played for the Marlins, the Dodgers, and the Mets. He now joins us on Top Story. Eddie, thanks so much for joining us here. We really do appreciate it. I mean, like we said, you're one of 6 people who have done both the Summer and the Winter Games and won a medal. What's the biggest difference? Obviously, the weather is different, but I mean, as an athlete, as you're training, what sort of changed for you? Anything?
Well, first of all, Tom, thanks for having me on. I mean, I don't think I could have found 2 more different sports to try and reach the highest level of each sport. So, you know, I grew up in Miami, Florida. I just so happened to fall into the sport of inline speed skating, which then a lot of my fellow Team USA speed skaters are also in that they've done that transition as well to the ice. So growing up here in Miami was a little difficult to find ice. But I'm so happy that I've had the family and the support that I've had to carry me on in my career and you know, make and reach the Olympics.
Yeah, you had a taste of both, right? I've covered both. They're both very, very different, right? You know, you could argue the Summer Games may be a little more popular than the Winter Games, but it depends where you are in the world, right? What makes the Winter Games so special for you?
Well, just being from here, being a Cuban-American kid born and raised in Miami, you know, the world of winter sports is not something that we get introduced to at a young age. So it was a very special moment for me and for my family to be able to make it to the Olympics as a short track speed skater. It was incredible, and I was just so honored to be able to put on the red, white, and blue for the Olympics and represent my city of Miami.
Talk to me about Jordan Stolz. He won the gold last night in the 1,000-meter long track event and breaking the previous Olympic record by nearly a full second. What makes him so special?
Jordan Stolz is a prodigy, an absolute blessing to the sport of speed skating. The best way I can describe it is you have these athletes in the speed skating world that dedicate their entire life to specialize in a certain distance. So if you have the 500 meter, which is a sprint, you know, not many sprinters are very good at any of the middle distances, which is the 1,000 and the 1,500 meter. They just don't have the legs for it. I mean, you have this kid coming out of Wisconsin that has the highest top speed in the world, and he can hold on to his lap times. I mean, we are seeing greatness at hand, and the best way I can describe it is he is the Shohei Ohtani of speed skating. I mean, what that kid is doing is incredible. Super proud of him. He's conducting himself incredible as well. Just so glad that, you know, he's a part of our team.
Yeah, speed skating really picked up at the games today and this week. For viewers not so familiar with the sport, explain to us short track skating, which you melded in, versus long track. I mean, you really have to sort of jump off the ice, right?
You do. There's a lot of strategy involved as well. You know, they say short track speed skating is like NASCAR on ice. So there's a lot of mayhem at all times, a lot of yelling in our heads. We're going, you know, 35 miles an hour, and we're trying to weave our way through traffic and try and get ourselves in the best position to qualify round by round. So it's such an exciting sport. It was a sport that I was absolutely blessed to be a part of. I miss it all the time. I love the racing, and you know, we've seen a very exciting skating happening in Milan Cortina.
All right. Well, either way, it's all fascinating. Congrats to you. We can't wait to watch more Winter Olympics. We thank you. When we come back tonight, we catch up with the married American ice dancing couple that so many felt should have won the gold medal over the French, why they say it felt like a winning performance, and what their moms told us about the moment they realized the pair were more than just teammates. That's next. Finally tonight, they may have taken home silver last night, but they're golden in the eyes and hearts of so many fans back home in the States. Ice dancers Madison Chalk and Evan Bates are not just a formidable pair on the rink, they're also a married couple off it. We caught up to talk about their love, that controversial loss to the French team by just about a point, and where they go from here. So first, how does it feel? Is it heavy around your neck? I mean, are you guys celebrating? Talk to us about it.
Do you want to feel them? They're quite weighty.
I don't want to break them. Wow, they are very heavy.
Yeah.
So when you look down, what do you think?
Oh, I have a lot of pride and gratitude for the journey that we've been on and what it took to accomplish this. It was no small feat, and I'm really proud of the work and perseverance that we've shown.
Evan, what about you?
It was a whirlwind. We competed 4 times over 6 days, which is something we've never done before, and at the Olympic Games, no less. So it took a lot of mental fortitude and preparation to do that, and we skated great 4 times, and we're so proud of that.
You know, I was going to wait to kind of get into this question, but I just see the way you guys look at each other, so I'm going to start here. You guys look at each other, and your bond obviously is so much deeper than just teammates and people that compete together. What is it like to share this experience as a couple, too?
It's the best.
It's honestly, it's the best. We share it all, the good, the bad, the wonderful, and I think we've just got a lot to be proud of between the two of us and how we've worked together as a team and how we've never given up and just put our best foot forward. Yeah, we just did our best.
Do you guys think it made you a better team? That you guys sort of had this bond that went beyond just teammates?
Absolutely. I think when we got married last year, it definitely strengthened our bond, and then that kind of carried over onto the ice too, and it just felt like after taking that next step and that commitment to one another, our trust in one another was even stronger, and it showed up in our skating.
Yeah, take me back to last night. How did it feel? I mean, you guys looked so amazing there on the ice. Looked flawless to me. I'm not an expert, but you looked so great. How was it feeling there skating that last skate?
I think it was as good as we could have skated. It was nearly flawless for us. It was our gold medal performance, we felt, and it was exactly what we had worked for and dreamt of. And so at the end, when we were on center ice, we were just so happy and so proud of what we'd done.
Obviously, we're so proud of you guys. We argue you guys were the gold medal winners as well. So many fans, I don't know if you've seen the reaction, thought the same thing. What's your message to all your fans back in the United States?
Just thank you for supporting us. We feel the love, we feel the appreciation, and it's more than just one competition. The result here doesn't define us. I think our work ethic and what we've learned and who we've become as people on the path to this is the real reward.
Where do you guys go from here now? Obviously, skating is so much of your life, and you guys are married. Is there more competing, or you think this is it?
We're not sure. I mean, our goal was Milan, and we just delivered and did the best we could. And now the future is wide open, and we're definitely going to still skate, but not sure what the future holds.
And our thanks to Evan and Madison for that interview. Of course, behind any great athlete is a great mom. And I had the chance to catch up with this couple's moms, Nancy Bates and Barbara Chalk, who shared the moments they knew their children were destined for greatness and the moments they realized their kids were falling in love. Ladies, congratulations. Tell me how you guys are feeling.
Oh, very happy and proud of the kids. Yeah, they've had a wonderful competition.
I think we are crazy about our kids even more than we were 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
If it's possible.
Tell me, as parents, I mean, you guys were there paying for those lessons at all those practices, getting up early. You're not on the ice, but you sort of are on the ice. What's it like to see your kids now Olympic champions?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a dream come true for them. They've worked so hard for so long. And it was always a dream, I know, for Evan, too. But Maddie was like 5 years old, and I'm going to the Olympics. And we're like, okay.
And she did it.
Yeah, she did.
How about for you, Mom? I know Evan's got a lot of experience.
He has. It wasn't as if it was a goal that was originally set. It was more of step by step, and every part of the way he seemed to achieve and like it, and even the bad parts of it were okay. And we learned something, and we'll move on, and it'll get better. Yeah. And he never wanted to quit. No. So that was always an option. I mean, we always said if he wants to stop, we'll support him. But it's just been amazing to watch, especially when he and Maddie declared that they were in love with each other. Yeah. I think their skating really took on a life of its own, and we were spectators.
That's so beautiful. Do you guys remember the moments growing up when you thought, wow, maybe my kid could make the Olympics?
Yeah.
She told you.
Yeah. She told you
at 5.
to go. But when she was really little, I would see her on the ice, and I'd see the way that she moved across the ice, and I just knew there was something different in the way that she moved on the ice, that was special. So we just kept trying to, you know,
make her happy.
Make her happy. Let her pursue her dreams. You know.
And what about Evan? Do you remember the moment?
Evan was about under 2 years old, maybe 20 months. He threw a ball up in the air, a wiffle ball, and had a bat, and he threw it up and he went, bam, and it went across the yard, and I thought, okay, we have an athlete. I'm not sure what it'll do, what he'll do, but yeah, he did.
That's so great.
Many different.
So take me back to sort of the behind the scenes. They're skaters, obviously, teammates. They know each other. You guys in this sort of ice skating world together, and then they tell you, hey, I think this goes deeper than the ice.
Well, they didn't tell us.
They didn't tell us.
No. They kept it very quiet for quite a while until their skating really changed.
Yeah.
And I did see him whisper in her ear.
Yeah,
at
I
the
did
end
too.
Of the skate.
Yeah.
I love you. And
that was in 2015.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. When they finished their skate, he whispered in her ear, and we're like,
I love you.
Oh, okay.
What did you guys think? Did you think it was a good thing?
Yeah,
a bad thing? We're sure?
But remember when he kissed her in at the end of our first program when they just got together, and a girlfriend was in the stands with me, and they end, and she's like this, and Evan kisses her. I'm like, is he supposed to do that? Is that part of the program?
I know. Yeah, they didn't tell us, though.
No.
It just kind of happened.
But then it was great. It was a while, and they got married.
Yeah. Oh, that was a beautiful day.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the best. They said, can we do this again? When the day was over.
Who you see is who they are.
Yeah.
And they're just honest. They brought a lot to the skating world and to ice dance.
And you're convinced when their sort of love emerged, their skating got better.
Oh,
yeah. I think so.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
There's a real connection between them, and you don't see that with everyone, you know, their friends or whatever, but it goes much deeper, much deeper than that. Yeah, it goes much deeper.
So tens of millions of people watch these Olympics, right? And they're cheering on your children. I know you can't see all those people watching, but do you feel that love from the States because you're so proud and so happy?
Yeah. And it makes people happy.
Yeah.
You know, to know that someone in my dad's assisted living place watches and they know them and they feel like they know them and they're happy. You know, they did so well. They're just, you know, it's great.
You hear from people you haven't heard from in a really long time, too. My phone just blew up. It's fun.
Well, that's great. Yeah. Congratulations, ladies, and thank you so much for talking to us. Such a great story. All right, we're going to end it there. That does it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching this special edition of Top Story, reporting from the Winter Olympics in Milan. I'm Tom Llamas. Stay right there. More news on the way. We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.